You're live. I think we got it working now. Can you bring it up on your computer to at least see if we got it working?
It's live.
Says it's live. Can you see you living and breathing and doing whatever it is you do? I'll just give you the option to watch it. Yeah, okay. So it's working.
Almost.
Almost?
You didn't do something right.
What did I not do right?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you for sure ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Because I'm about to make this really live.
I didn't see the option for that.
I know you didn't. You're now officially live.
We're officially live now. After like 30 false starts. So there's a slight delay still, but I guess that's normal. Okay. Not sure why things would not work for us. Are you getting any audio? When I tested it, it was working.
You're getting double audio.
You're getting double. So it's pulling from the microphone on the phone and the other
Oh,
microphone.
no. Yeah. I have two screens open.
We have two
There you
screens.
go.
Ah, you had too many videos going, too many tabs going. Okay, so everything should be fine now. Everything should be working, as far as we can tell. Okay, but the important thing is we're live, and why we always have so much trouble getting these videos started each month, I have no idea, but it's headache after headache. We have a new camera and a new microphone on their way, just specifically for live streams so that we don't have this hassle, and we've been waiting over a month for them now. They have not come in. The shipping tracking isn't showing us where they are at all. So I don't know what's going on, but that stuff, when it arrives, should take care of this problem, right? Should? Oh, that's good. That was a good purchase. I'm trying cappuccino today. Not my usual coffee. What do we got in there? Darren Green. How are you all? We are great.
No, we're not. We are going crazy.
You're going crazy. I'm pretending to be great. I went fishing for 4 hours this morning, and I had 2 drop runs and break off. So I'm pretending to be good. I hope you're well. Oh. So no real extravagant news today. A few little topics I wanted to go over, enough so that I had to make a little bit of a list for myself. Wow, that is really good. When I was at the bulk store recently picking up oats and panko and different materials for my pack bait, I grabbed up a bunch of those little Keurig cups of cappuccino, and this is my first dip into that this morning. Because I've only had one coffee. That was about 4 a.m. So I'm kind of itching to get some more caffeine, and this is definitely going to do the job. Got anybody else popping in there?
We have Lee.
Lee?
Morning.
Morning, Lee.
Yeah. We're on a month streak of losing carp too.
Oh, somebody's been having a bad stretch. Blank streak.
Blank streak.
Ooh.
For a month now.
Blank streaks are rough. We had one, I had almost a month earlier this spring. Now we're just kind of picking them off here and there. It's been tricky. It was nice to set into one this morning, but funny enough, hopefully this doesn't give away the spot that we're fishing, but Goldie and I have been fishing a spot with Kevin that we bait up regularly, and just the three of us are the ones that fish it. And I went there this morning for, like I said, 3.5, 4 hours. I was out of there by 9 a.m. It's a really rocky spot, a lot of current. It's a big water. It is part of the upper Niagara River, but I won't say where. There's a car somewhere at the bottom where we're fishing. And it seems like if you're fishing an area where you're not getting your lead stuck, you're not getting any bites. But the closer and closer we get to this submerged car, which we're being told is there at about 24 feet down, the closer we get to that car, the more bites we get. And we found that using a lead clip system and dropping the lead seems to up our chances to at least fight the fish longer. We haven't landed them all, but it definitely gets the fish to come up, and we've been able to battle them for a while. This morning, not the case. 30-pound braid snapped like it was a piece of dry spaghetti. So I only had a couple of pulls from that fish. I don't know how big it was or what, but I think it was, well, you say the fish go right into the back seat of the car.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe my lead was stuck in the muffler, I don't know. But it's interesting that we're fishing that kind of a structure, and we've actually had some really big fish on there. We've landed a few nice ones, but we've hooked some real beasts, and unfortunately, you know, the nature of fishing a snaggy water, they don't always come in. But I'm glad we're live. I'm glad things are getting going now after so many false starts, as I mentioned. It'll get sorted. We started out with one camera. It wasn't working. It would go live and show us that you guys were there waiting, but wouldn't actually connect with everything. So we switched. It's actually my cell phone hooked up, which normally doesn't work because all the ports on it are toast, but it's working now. We got a few other people in there.
Darren wants us to come to the UK,
Darren wants us to come to the UK.
and the Canadian Carper and Clint are in Welland fishing, and they've caught a carp and a catfish.
Yes, I believe they're with Dave Newman as well, because Dave sent me a picture this morning that looked exactly like my old spot, which is where I'm pretty sure Clint got his 28-pounder just a couple weeks ago. It's a killer spot, but just a congratulations to Dave Newman, because the picture he sent me this morning was of his new PB. Keep in mind, guys, that Dave is a relatively new carper. He's an experienced angler.
New?
He's an experienced angler overall, but this is his first season, I think, specifically targeting carp, and he got a 19-pounder. It's his new PB, so a huge thumbs up to him. You know, if you guys are listening, and throw a big thumbs up there in the chat, and I'm sure Canadian Carper can pass that message along to Dave if he's there. So yeah, it's good news to hear that. Good that they're catching over there. One of the spots I was thinking about going for tomorrow, but I still can't make up my mind. You can't make up your mind. We're at a loss of where we want to fish tomorrow, aren't we? Pretty much. Not sure.
Sorry.
We don't know where we want to fish tomorrow. We have filming we got to do tomorrow to get caught up.
No, we're ahead.
Right, but as far as I'm concerned, you know me, I like to have like 4 or 5 videos in the bank, and then I can get caught up. I was in a rush. I had, like, literally, I had pots of bait all over this thing this morning. Everywhere. Junk. Because I don't put my stuff away properly, and now I'm missing things. Yeah, it's my own fault, I know. I'm a miserable failure in life. But yeah, overall, it's kind of undecisive where we're going to be.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, apparently people are messaging me while I'm
Oh, that is tricky.
while I'm live streaming. The phone is what's doing the camera. I can't answer you. I'm sorry.
I'll start with your first topic there.
First topic? Well, since you just mentioned that we have a few videos all ready to go, they just need their final edits.
That's the last thing I'm going to say.
It's not in order. My brain doesn't put things in a linear pattern. It just throws everything on there, and then I pick and choose out of that list. That is the efficient, creative, genius.
So it's like a spider web then.
Well, no, because it's all in this way. It's not like
if you had a big chart sheet, then it would have been like a spider web thing.
Do you know what a spider web looks like? Have you seen a spider web?
Have you seen a spider web chart?
No.
Well, then we are fighting about nothing.
All right, so yeah, we do have a few videos complete in the bank, ready to go. That relates to last weekend. I don't know how much posting we actually did last weekend in relation to what went on, but Will, from the former Peterborough Carping Guides, now it's just Will. He adds videos to our channel that we put under the banner of Will-O-Vision. You would have seen his creek chronicles that he's been posting this spring. Pretty sure he's out fishing tomorrow at one of those creeks. Not sure if he's going to film yet because he's fishing a new swim. But yeah, if you haven't, go back, check them out. He had a huge koi, a wild koi out of the Bay of Quinte this year. It was an incredible fish. Also, Darren, this one's for you. I think you have actually already seen it. Will went over to the UK back in what, March?
That's why he wants us to come back for.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Will went over there, a guest of some wonderful lads over there, and got to fish the Pads Lake. That video, the first part, is probably one of the most incredible videos we have on this channel, and it's all thanks to Paul, because Paul made that video happen. It had nothing to do with Will. That's all Paul. But yeah, absolutely, we want to go over there, not just for the fishing, but also, like, I want to get there during show season. I want to see some of the shows because, like the sportsman shows that we have here, you know, they cover every type of fishing except carp fishing. They cover hunting, they cover camping and all that stuff. So there's lots of stuff to check out for multi-species anglers like us. But I want to go to a show that's just specifically carp fishing or the carp and maybe a little bit of predator fishing like you guys have over there. Just because so much of the stuff that you guys have over there we can't get here, even through some of the distributors that we do have. But I'm kind of circling around topics. But yeah, Will was here last weekend, and we had a goal of hopefully getting a video done, and we were going to aim to try and shoot for sure 2 videos. So we went to one spot and we did a homemade bait challenge. Excuse me, a homemade pop-up challenge specifically, I think, right?
No, it's just bait challenge.
But we all used pop-ups.
We just happened to be all pop-ups.
Okay. So each one of us had a homemade pop-up flavor combination of our own design. So
Don't tell them what it is, because then they won't watch the video.
Well, they'll watch the video because they're going to want to see what happens.
It was horrifying. It was like a train wreck crashing into a plane crash.
Which is the case whenever we fish with Will anyway.
This is true.
But it turned out to be a really good day. So we shot a video in the morning. We went for lunch. We shot another video at the Park Lake stalking, me versus Will.
Which was really awesome.
That turned out to be really awesome, and I can't wait for you guys to see that video. That'll be coming in a few weeks. That was a lot of fun to shoot. It was really hot.
Yes.
That was brutally hot, crystal clear
I
water.
was going to say, it's the first time I've ever been able to see all the way across
Oh, yeah.
the Park Lake through the water from one side to the other.
Yeah, like we
Most
could
of
see,
the time it's murky about halfway through, but
totally see fish
just
feeding
glass
on the bank
clear.
on the far side, and you know, that's what, 80, 90 yards across.
Yeah.
It was gin clear, brutally hot and sunny. The fish were so wary, like they knew where we were before we saw them.
Oh yeah.
And
As soon as you cast to them, they were like, boop, gone.
and they were incredible looking. Like we didn't see the A team, but we saw some really nice big dark fish. A couple that we didn't recognize, a couple that are just part of the normal big group of fish. We caught a new special character that we hadn't seen before.
Cool. Yes.
A neatly shaped fish. So that one will be in the video. You'll see that in a few weeks, as I said. But after that, you know, that took up pretty much our whole Saturday just doing those 2 videos, and we were happy that we got 2 videos done. So the plan was to relax, and Will and I were going to go over to our secret spot in Swim 2 for an overnighter, and we had the cameras along with us, but we didn't know if we would film. So you hung out with us till about, what, almost midnight over there.
No, it was 10:30 because she had to go pick up the
You had to go pick up the missus.
missus.
So yeah, I thought you were there later, but yeah, we got set up, we got lines in, and I'm not going to spoil anything from there because it was kind of another challenge. The whole idea of the weekend was a bit of a challenge with Will, you know, as it is with Will. But there's going to be another video. There's a third video we were able to shoot from that overnighter session, and that one will be, again, in a few weeks. So yeah, in less than, well, it wasn't even 36 hours. It was maybe 30 hours.
Maybe, yeah.
We shot 3 different videos, hit 3 different venues, doing 3 different challenges, pretty much. Yeah, like we really didn't take the time to rest at all. And then it was like just after midday on the Sunday, Will had the long drive back home, and I was exhausted, but I still wanted to fish.
Mm-hmm.
So it got interesting. But yeah, we've got a few videos coming to you. So, you know, for those of you that don't necessarily like to see Will in the videos, I'm sorry. We have 3 of them on the line that you're going to see in succession. But after that, we'll go Will free for a while and give you guys a break.
I think we berated him enough last weekend. I don't think we need to keep going this weekend.
Well, this is like the pre-punishment.
Oh, okay.
But he had a good time.
No, he didn't. If you watch the videos, he was not having a fun time.
When you watch the videos, it doesn't look like he had fun. But he called me the other day and told me that he did have a good time. He just doesn't necessarily want to come back here.
I don't want to be here either. There's no fish here.
They're here.
I don't
They
know
were
where
jumping.
he is.
They were jumping over my bait all
there.
morning. They're here. They think we're jerks.
Yeah. Kappa says afternoon,
Afternoon.
and Scott Cross says he has a spot if you like to watch fish.
Scott Cross has a spot. Scott Cross was messaging me first thing this morning asking why I wasn't fishing when, in fact, I was. And the spot that he's talking about, I think, is the spot that we fished in the spring. Because he had a big one on this spring and lost it. Because, well, I think, if I remember right, he was using an ugly stick, I think.
Well, there you go.
There we go. Indestructible rod sucks at catching fish. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about that. But, yeah, overall, just the season has been tough for us. What are you looking at? You're looking at my notes, but you can't read my writing.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, we're struggling. We're not really getting into any big fish in any of our spots. The biggest fish I've had out this year was 27 pounds.
I was going to say, I think that's the biggest we've seen around here.
And we've only had a couple of other 20s. Everything else has been relatively small, like between that, say, 7 to 12 pound range overall. It's kind of been our average. But we're still getting out there, we're still pushing through, and we're still getting the odd fish here and there. We're hoping to turn that around over the next few weeks. The weather seems to have broken. We're getting a little bit more rain, some cooler nights, so hopefully tomorrow will go well if we decide on where we're going.
Well,
And
we have a couple ideas.
I have a few ideas, but
But the spot we really want to go to, there's a bunch of rollers right now. So
yeah, we wanted to go to the one park like about a half an hour away, but there's a very popular regatta going on, and that we're not even going to be able to drive into that area of town because it's going to be so packed. So that one's shut down. It's a very urban location, really good location. There's, you know, not huge fish, but you had that 14-pound mirror out of there.
yeah, you had your mirror out of there.
And I had a mirror fully scaled out of there. So we're looking to get back there, but I think that's going to be a little bit of a wait because I'm waiting for a package to arrive. And that leads me to my next topic.
Before you go to the next one there,
Okay.
Kappa's asking if we are going the UK route of club and syndicate waters, or are carp still even a fish here?
Are carp still even a fish here?
Carp are not fish here.
Well,
Carp are garbage fish that have been here 200 years, and the government doesn't want to make them a sport fish.
well, the government is currently getting its mind changed. Most of the anglers around here don't consider carp a sport fish. You know, if you can't use your $20 or $30 or $60,000 boat to go out and cast topwater lures at it, they're not interested overall. People like the predator fish. I always make the joke that, you know, the bass anglers around here don't like carp because they're afraid of big fish. Because most of the bass guys don't fish for muskie or anything like that. You know, you got a diehard group of special muskie anglers out here and things like that. Actually, I think there was a bass tournament going on here because I saw about 8 bass boats go by me this morning.
Oh yeah.
So I think they were all going out into the river for smallmouth. But yeah, carp is slowly, very, very slowly over here getting some of the recognition it deserves. You know, we're certainly doing what we can to do our part with the videos we put out there to show just how much of a powerful and worthwhile sport fish they are. But as far as the waters go, it's all wild. Like we have no private waters here.
Trout is basically the only one you have private waters for, isn't it?
Yeah, there's some private trout ponds that you can pay to go in and keep the fish. And they're grown for that purpose. It's basically a put and take fishery, but you guys have those over in Europe as well for rainbow trout, brown trout, things like that. But at the same time, we live in Niagara. The Niagara River is literally that way, about a 5-minute walk, and that's full of trout too. So if we want to go catch trout,
Full of everything.
we just go down the road and we can catch trout. So we really don't need to go to the private fisheries here. We're lucky. We're really lucky to have so many small and big and everything in between wild waters that we can chase. Well, still with a short walk from the house, we can chase about 20 or 25 different species at any given time of year. So
And
we're
it's free.
well, other than your basic fishing license, but yeah, and all the ridiculous money that we spend on equipment. But yeah, the kind of bounced me around because you made me change.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You
No, we
asked
got
the
to
question,
interact.
so
I get it. That's the purpose. Mentioning the urban park lake that we want to fish tomorrow but can't. We will be getting back there because, as I mentioned, I'm waiting for a package to arrive. This package is not fishing tackle, as much as I wish it was. But I didn't get fishing tackle. You can see by my mug, if you can see that very well. Those of you who go on social media, Facebook,
you know what?
I think
I just noticed.
primarily
You have
Instagram.
Anglophiles, Monster Carp, and Urban Carp, and I have whatever the heck this is.
Oh, it's a little scrap metal company that my day job used to work with.
And I look like I shouldn't be sitting here at all.
You look like you just crawled out of bed.
I haven't. I've been up for like 2 hours.
It's okay. Do you want some branding?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There.
Monster Carp now. There you go.
There you go. You got some tiger nuts stuck to you.
Okay.
Yeah. The package that's on its way is actually a whole pile of Urban Carp Collective, like sweaters and hats and stuff like that. I don't know. I just put a big order in for things because I was asked if I would like to be a representative for Urban Carp Collective. Not something I had to hesitate on to say yes, and they brought me on board as one of their reps.
You've been part of that since like day 2 or something.
Oh man, I've been following them on social media since they started. I think on Instagram there was less than 200 members when I started following them on Instagram, and now they're up over like 20-something thousand. It's incredible the way the community has grown, and that's specifically because the whole point of the Urban Carp Collective is to be a community. Everyone for everyone, help each other out, praise each other, all good vibes, and there's just no negativity there. So it's been growing simply for the reason that it gives everyone a reason to get along and share the passion for what we're doing with not just carp fishing but the outdoors in general. And like I said, it didn't take any hesitation for me to say yes. It was literally on my way to work the one morning, and I posted a picture, and a message from John came in, and yeah, absolutely, I'm going to say yes to that. So you're going to see a little bit more of the different options you have for the Urban Carp Collective, like clothing line and some of the other things that they have, the merchandise, because, well, I'm into it. I already had it. I have the shirt, I have the mug, I got sticker sets on just about everything. So it's something I was already getting anyways. Now I'm just going to get more. So you will see a little bit more of the Urban Carp stuff showing up in the videos. Don't touch my cappuccino. Also on social media, I will be sharing some of the posts because Urban Carp Collective on Instagram does a lot of contests. They do the pick of the month every month. So you'll see me reposting some of that through our Instagram as well. As I learn more about the different features of Instagram, usually I just post a picture and that's that. But there are a lot of other features that I'm learning, like tagging and mentions and stuff like that. So you'll see a bit more of that. So as I mentioned, they have a Facebook page. The Instagram page is, I think, probably where they're most active. It's where the biggest number of people are, and you know, it's an incredible community. But you don't see a lot of posting wise is that they do in fact have a YouTube channel. It's Urban Carp Collective on YouTube. Go over there and subscribe to that as well. They do have a few videos up. They may be shorter videos, just kind of in and outs of little urban locations, but there is more plans for the YouTube channel to grow. Best way for that to grow, get more followers. So if you guys could go over to Urban Carp Collective on YouTube when you're done here, or if you open another tab on your computer or your phone, give them a subscribe. You know, I've been following them since the beginning. It's a worthwhile community to follow. A lot of fun people sharing kudos and, you know, a lot of positive vibes. So pop over there and make sure that you show some love that way as well. You know, because I do. It's worthwhile. So yeah, you're going to see more of the Urban Carp Collective merchandise. And, you know, if you want to know where it is or how to get it, you can always drop me a message through our Facebook page as well, or Instagram. We'll let you know how to get it, or send you a link to the Urban Carp Collective store. So I think with that, that's part of why we really want to get back to that urban park lake, because there's some really neat backdrops there, big buildings, old buildings. There's a lot of history to that park. It used to be a massive, what was it, like for the Welland Canal or something like that? It was like a massive shipyard once upon a time.
18 something or other.
Yeah,
It
so
was like the second or third Welland Canal.
like 200 something years ago, it was part of the Welland Canal, and they actually built ships there, and now it's just full of carp. So we want to get back there and do some more videos there for sure, but not just that one swim we've really focused our attention on. We want to start moving around and trying some of the other swims, and yeah, you'll see a lot more content coming from some more urban locations that we have here, just for the sake of the fact that they have a lot of good fish that we've not been jumping on yet. You look stunned. Don't you always? It's like this blank stare of nothingness.
Pretty much how all the videos look, isn't it?
Yeah, me catching fish. Well, not this year, but me catching fish usually, and then you look
Staring
stunned.
blankly at the screen going,
Right. Anybody else want to mention how their season's been? Anybody actually had a good season so far? Any PBs to mention this year? No, throw some comments in there, guys and gals and everybody. Are you commenting back?
yeah, that's my job.
Oh,
I'm a moderator.
oh, you're the moderator. Mod Goldie.
I almost actually sent us a super chat there.
You almost sent us. Oh, so like you would have sent us money ourselves. Quit picking your nose.
But it's in your account, so you would have sent yourself money.
Yeah, there'll be none of that, sir.
It's only $2, but
No.
I hit the wrong button.
Did you actually do it?
No.
Tech guy's slacking today.
Yeah.
You slept in. Well, I can't even say you slept in because I was up at 4 a.m. to go fishing, and you were actually rustling around upstairs. What do we got? Goldie on a skateboard launching onto a 20-pound common. You can animate that, can't you?
That could be animated, yeah.
You know what? You guys make the decision here. It's been a while since we've seen a Goldie's Fishing Adventure video. He's not been going out there doing his own thing lately, for whatever reason. Usually because I use up all his time trying to film for our main channel. But for Goldie's Fishing Adventures, I think we need to get him back in the saddle, bringing in some fish, whether they be sunfish, bass, carp, what have you. Anything you want to chase. I can get my hands on a skateboard for you. 20-pound common I can't promise because, well, we really suck at fishing this year. But if we can get you on a skateboard fishing.
Last time I was on a skateboard, I was
You were 6. Okay.
And it was one of those old, like,
These
plastic
little
ones.
banana ones?
No,
Yeah.
it was a plastic one, the blue plastic.
Okay.
Sort of,
yeah. So it's at
and
the
the
point of
wheels
the
are,
front? Yeah.
the wheels are like this big on it, and I fell like 100,000 times.
Well, you've had 37 years to improve.
I'm better on rollerblades than I am on a skateboard.
Okay, there we go. Well, then we'll do a Goldie's Fishing Adventures where he gets to his spots on rollerblades.
I cannot guarantee the clothes will stay on.
What?
So we lost 3 subscribers when I took my clothes off last time. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we won't have him take his clothes off anymore because, yeah, that did happen. We did a very short live stream as a joke for a guy we follow in the UK, Dom Fishing UK, great channel, really entertaining guy. Just for him, because Goldie, he always wants to see Goldie in the shorts, even in winter. Goldie stripped down to his boxers, and within minutes we lost 3 subscribers.
I had a toque and a scarf on.
That's it. Not something we really should have
It's not
shown.
my fault. It was December and I hadn't seen any sun in like months.
Wasn't it like Homer Simpson underpants or something like that?
Oh, it was Slimer.
Oh, Ghostbusters, yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be none of that anymore, and if it happens, I guarantee you it has nothing to do with me, and I didn't permit it. No more naked Goldie.
Here's a good evening.
A good evening. Somebody's in the future.
Kevin Kelly.
Kevin Kelly. What's it like in the future? What happens in the next few hours for us?
Because it's only like 10 to 1 in the afternoon for us.
Yeah, like it's just past lunchtime for us. My son literally just woke up an hour and a half ago. He slept in this morning. And I've been up for 6, 8. I've already been up for 9 hours or so.
Okay.
Yeah, too much. All that, and I didn't even catch a fish.
Well, if you went through the front window instead of the back window of the car, you would have caught them.
Well, maybe if they just take the cart out of there, a weed bed could grow and we could fish around a weed bed instead of steel. I suppose the cool thing would be to find out what kind of car it is. Like, am I pulling carp out of an Audi?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or is it like a Honda?
Probably more like a Chevette.
Ooh, Chevettes are awesome. Used to love doing road trips in the Chevette with my uncle. We used to go on trips to Owen Sound, fishing trout and stuff. Good little car, put $7 in gas in it and drive it Owen Sound and back. Back in the day. I'm really stumped. I know a kind of a tactic I want to jump into tomorrow, but I don't know where we're going to go. I just can't figure that out. I got like 3 spots in mind. I had 5, but 2 of them are shut down basically because, summertime, they close certain things for like different runs and different events, charity events and stuff that are going on. Certain areas around here get closed. The road's closed, so you can't access them. Or in the one case at the Park Lake, like I said, there's a big regatta there. The rowers don't tend to get in the way. It's the spectators that, they're running down the bank and pushing into you and yelling, like somebody's going to trip over one of the rods or the pod or something. You don't need that.
That would be good, YouTube.
It'd be great YouTube. We'd get it on like Fail Army or something like that.
Whichever one, yeah.
Whichever one. There's like 10 million of them.
Yeah, huh?
You can't flick through any. You can't even flick through your subscriptions without fail videos popping up.
Yep.
Speaking of YouTube, since we're on it, wasn't really a topic I had in mind, but I thought it was interesting. Any of you guys watched the Carl and Alex video that just came out this morning, where they did? I don't know if it's their whole trip or if it's just the first part of their trip. They did the United States and a little bit of Canada. Anybody see that this morning? I wouldn't mind knowing your opinions of it because I had my own opinion of that video.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, it kind of. What do we got there?
Oh, it's just having a conversation with me.
Oh.
You just keep
Having
talking to your
okay,
camera.
yeah, just doing a couple. Yeah, I watched that video and I thought it was interesting. Seemed like it was more of a camping trip than a fishing trip for them, which, if that's what they want to do, that's fine. I love that same sort of thing. Just kind of bums me out because they were in Canada and like probably a month before they went and did that trip, I had reached out with a couple of messages out to them. They're like, hey, if you're thinking about coming to Canada, come this way down the Niagara area because we have a world-class fishery here. There's guides in the upper and the lower that are perfectly suited to take them out for all the same species that they chased in that video. Plus, within walking distance from where we are right now, half the species that they were after we can catch from shore. And they went on this big, expensive adventure around the States and up to the Lake of the Woods.
And we have Niagara Falls.
And we have Niagara Falls. Which, once upon a time, back in the day, I've got some old photos in the photo album, but we actually used to be able to fish down at the base of the falls. And we've got some, trout, incredible bass down there. Some of the old VHS tapes that I have, the original videos that I shot as a teenager. We got some footage from down fishing at the base of the falls. My uncle caught a 30-plus mirror carp way, way back in the day. And we have that one on film of us holding it. Unfortunately, we didn't know proper fish care at the time, but him and I are holding that with the backdrop of the American Falls behind us. I would love to be able to get down there and fish again, but I think I have to go through a bunch of hoops to try and get permission. Because now it's not just the Niagara Parks that are involved with running that. They have the different company running the Made of the Mist. So
No, that's the Hornblower. Made of the Mist is the American side.
oh, it's not even Made of the Mist on this side anymore.
No.
Because this company took it over.
Right.
That's stupid. Maybe me saying that just screwed my chance of getting to fish down there again.
They're American and they're from California, so we have no hope to ever get down there ever again. So maybe if we go to the American side, we can talk nicely to them.
Yeah, no, there's two really big bays on our side that I want to fish again. We used to catch 4-pound smallmouth down there, huge carp, really nice trout. What are you doing, kid? What are you doing? Huh?
This one is going on.
Well, we're doing our live stream, and if you remember, you were supposed to take a relax upstairs because you slept so late. Did you finish eating?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just came down here to stir up trouble, right?
No.
Okay, well, just hang on. Let's see here. So Skeletron says, does fishing ever get better in the future, or do all the good fishing spots only exist in the past?
So you're saying this entire video is just for shout-outs?
What? No, it's not just for shout-outs. This is a conversation that we get to have with our fans and our followers. And I think that question is more directed to somebody who's in the future right now.
Oh.
I haven't taught you the whole thing about time zones yet.
Oh, I'm going
What are you doing? Are you drawing? Okay. Do you have a pen, or do you need a pen?
I need a pen.
Go upstairs and draw.
I want to be with you.
You can be with me after. We only have a little bit more time left of the live stream, okay? Scram. I'll make you some lunch afterwards.
Okay.
Send Goldie down because now the camera's blurry. I think he broke it. He did have specific instructions not to interrupt the live stream again. He did it again. Crazy kid.
Read that question?
Yeah, but I think it wasn't for us. They're going into talking about time anomalies and temporal displacement and stuff. Did you specifically go upstairs to get dressed?
I took the chance that the child was here, so I thought I would.
So why is the camera blurry? Is that just my phone being screwy, or is that the
Let's find out.
just a bad refresh rate? Now, I thought we had been going almost an hour already, but we had such a late start. That's not the case. Yeah, we're good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's just the way it looked for me. All right.
It's just you're drunk. Whatever.
I'm not drunk.
Well, you shouldn't have put so much Baileys in there.
I don't have any Baileys. I don't like Baileys. Fine, you want to do that? Here. Yeah, how about a little shot of rum? There, no, you're not allowed to have alcohol. Oh. No, 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 no. This is gonna blow your mind. I've discovered something amazing.
Okay.
Okay, cappuccino
Yeah.
with spiced rum.
Okay.
Smells like licorice lust corn from Monster Carp Tackle.
Yes, it does. Oh, it also smells like something else.
But that mix, like I could soak that into a ground bait because we can't get licorice lust corn anymore.
Yeah.
So I could soak that into a ground bait, and that should be like a massive carp catching machine. See, good things do happen when there's alcohol involved. Okay, no more of that. It's tasty though.
And yet, all the good fishing spots happened in the past
Yes.
because they're fencing everything off.
Yeah, they're fencing a lot of things off. You took my pen.
Of course he did.
Um,
That's what that question was.
okay, well, I
It's not
didn't
some kind
necessarily
of
get the
like
context.
Doctor Who thing here where we're flying around in our little police box.
The TARDIS.
Sounds cooler than a police box.
No, it doesn't. Goldied that one, didn't you?
If I put the shirt on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There's a lot of really good spots that we were able to fish, say, 2 years ago, and now they're getting fenced off for whatever stupid reason. It's
Usually
unfortunate.
garbage.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
we won't get into that rant again.
if you go back, I did a little panfish video, the good, bad, and the ugly that morning. I went into a little rant about my thoughts on people who litter at fishing spots. So to keep me from getting worked up and going over that again, just pop back to that video later and check it out.
The what we call the hot spot where you throw the line in and you can catch on pretty much anything. They pretty much totally fenced that off now.
Yeah, the one spot on this planet that I can catch a carp on a northern special pop-up. The only place. Everywhere else I've taken them, I catch bass, which is why I don't use northern specials anymore. This one location where we could catch carp. We actually, if you go back to our Carp Run Chaos video, where we had, 77 runs in 7 hours of fishing.
Something like that, yeah, it was crazy.
It was-
I'd have to actually go back and see.
It was absolutely insane, and that video is still getting massive play. People love that video, and that's the only thing we set out to do that day. The whole point of that day was we got 7 hours to put a GoPro behind the bite alarms. Let's see how many runs we can get on camera, and we had 77. That location has been completely fenced off, and we can't fish it anymore. I believe there's some areas nearby where we may still be able to get into, but a lot of that, there's no trespassing signs popping up, there's fencing popping up, some incredible spaces to fish. And you know what, like, I understand we're now in an age of technology. Kids are on their tablets and gaming systems and the internet constantly. I get it. I'm on the internet constantly. I play video games and stuff, but I'm also from that generation where you guys spend a lot of time outside. And it's going to be hard to do that if the kids don't have anywhere to go fishing. All these great spots that I grew up, just being able to, like, even from here, I grew up not far from here, and I could walk down to one of the spots that's very close to the house right now, and I could fish there every day, all day, and catch sunfish after sunfish, bluegill, the occasional bass. Once it got colder, we had carp push in up on the flat that's there. That dock was removed about 20 years ago, and now there's nowhere along that stretch where kids can fish. The only place they're building public docks is where the water's actually dangerous. Where there's fast current, it's deep. They're not putting it in the shallow, weedy, muddy areas where people can go take their children to catch panfish and bass and such. They're putting these public docks in so people can basically just sit on them and watch the boats go by. All the catering seems to be the boaters, which is why the bass guys are benefiting, and their big expensive boats and stuff. That's great. You guys are getting more resources for your fishing. What about your kids? What about your friends' kids who can't afford a boat and they want to go out and enjoy it too? We need these public spaces.
That's the other problem around here is everything's going private.
Yeah.
I could buy a house across the street and own the property across the street that's touching the water.
Well, or even if you don't own the property across the street, you can have a private dock across from there
Well, yeah.
and tell people not to go on it, which, again, I can understand from a perspective of, hey, I put the effort in and put the money out to build this dock, but you know what? This city and the province really needs to step up and make more public spaces around the water. We don't need to have, like, Rice Lake, for example, an incredible fishery for bass, muskie, incredible carp fishing there.
Oh, yeah.
We've experienced that
That was
firsthand.
our October 12 months of carp.
Yeah, from 2017 where we met Matt Hayes.
Yeah.
That is an incredible fishery. There is so few public spaces where you can actually get to the water there. It's all private land. Yeah, I get people want to have a cottage on the water. The province should be stepping in and taking certain sections and blocking them off specifically for parks so that everybody can enjoy those places. We shouldn't have so many lakes, as many as we have. We shouldn't have so many lakes that are completely blocked off and congested with cottages and trailers and such that the public can't get in to enjoy some of these resources. That's why you're losing kids to the outdoors, and they're going to all the technology stuff. There's nowhere for them to go and enjoy the outdoors like there was when we were young. We really had anywhere we wanted to go, we could, and now you can't. It sucks. It's got to be the same everywhere, but we feel it here being in a touristy area, and yeah, it bites. Did I go on another rant
I
there?
forgot to put the rant alarm up.
Yeah. Stop giving me topics to go on.
It's just, you have come to the end of, well, you have, what, one more thing on there?
Yeah. So actually, it's got to start because that was supposed to be the first thing that I mentioned.
You said it is in no particular order, so I did not go by the order of which you.
Well, you weren't supposed to follow this order. This was for me to follow, and then you started talking about.
I had a
things,
topic,
it
and we
made me
already talked
bounce.
about it, so.
Your topic.
The first one that we talked about,
What, Will's visit?
and how we did so many videos, and actually put us ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
Because our fishing sucks.
Yeah. Well, we need
So
to.
you know what?
What?
I was thinking about it this morning, and ever since we've done the 12 months of carp, it has probably put a big jinx in our fishing.
Well, we got incredibly lucky with the 12 months of carp.
Yeah, but you've had your new PB since then.
That was June of last year.
But pretty much ever since then, the weather has flooded out both the Great Lakes that we live next to. Lake Erie is, 72 centimeters
Oh,
over
so
its
it's down.
limit. Yeah, it's gone down.
A
little
month
bit.
ago, it was over 80 centimeters higher than it should have been.
And Lake Ontario is like 85 centimeters over what is.
So that's down too.
Yeah, they're both gone down a little bit. I think,
But-
well, Lake Ontario's probably gone up a little bit because we got so much rain. But
So-
because those two bodies of water are so high, it has just destroyed all fishing around here.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily destroyed
Well,
it.
look
but
at that this year.
We got
I
tons
think
of
it's
factors. We
20.
got the high water, which has actually made it good for some places, but
Oh,
crap
yeah.
for others. We had a really long, hot stretch there that was absolutely horrible and killed a lot of the fishing.
Well, it started out really long and cold too.
Cormorants are ridiculously bad this year. They're so much worse this year than they were last year in some of the spots we've been to. I actually almost hit one with my lead this morning when I cast out. They were flying that close to me.
Shucks darn.
And you know how close that is. Yeah, but I don't want to tangle my rig. Yeah, if I peg a cormorant in the head and he sinks to the bottom, well, the world's out one cormorant, whoop-de-doo, but I don't want to lose a rig unless it's on that car that's underwater.
So, bird killing all fish, bad. Car, cool.
It's structure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping things turn around for the next few weeks. As, like I said, the weather broke a little bit. Things are going to get better. But
Water
yeah,
levels are finally returning normal, but
we still need the water levels to drop more because some of those urban locations that we really wanted to hit this season have been fenced off for safety reasons. That's the only kind of fencing off that I'm okay with. Safety reasons, I get. I don't want anybody getting hurt. We don't need
one
any
of
of
our
that.
spots that we wanted to try something was fenced off. That was sad.
And that,
Over on Lake Ontario there.
and that's because of the high water levels.
Super high
It's
water.
actually up over the, would you call it a dock or a pier, or what would you call it?
Probably a dock.
The structure next to the
Yeah.
The place we stand near the water is actually underwater. So that's fenced off for safety reasons. I will never argue that safety comes first. I get it. But just saying, I could wear waders, you know, I'd be all right. But for kids, we don't want anybody getting hurt. So I get that. As soon as that fence goes down, though, I'm hoping we can get into that spot before it gets too cold, because I think
we know. There's too many good factors for that one spot.
it's going to be snaggy and rocky. We know that.
But there's
We
good
know
food going into it. There's lots of oxygen there.
there's food.
It's just so perfect to catch a big, like 40 or 50 coming in
For
there.
what we know is in there, we know it's fishable. We know it doesn't get pressure for carp in there at all. There's no way there's not 30s there. There's definitely 100% going to be 30s there. I think we can find a 40.
Oh yeah.
You think even bigger.
Oh yeah.
Because it's kind of technically right to the lake.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit skeptical about one that big, but I can't rule it out because we fished other parts of that same lake that rumors have come out that the fish are that size there.
I was gonna say, like, we fished a whole bunch of places along there, like Hamilton Harbor is connected to Lake Ontario, and there's some big fish in there.
Lawrence Sioux, the St. Lawrence River, all
St.
that.
Lawrence, yeah.
Bay of Quinte,
Yeah.
you know, where Will goes. I've fished up there before. Looking forward to getting back at some point.
And they're all connected to the same lake system,
Yeah.
so that those big guys got to be down here too.
Yeah, well, Niagara River alone,
Yeah.
we've had some monsters out of that. I've seen big fish out of there. So this spot, I'm hoping, as soon as that safety fence comes down, we can get the pod on that wall and start fishing it. Okay, well, why don't I tick this one off my list before we continue, because otherwise I'm going to screw it all up. For those of you who watched the last two live streams we did, I just wanted to mention the contest that we ran. There was a contest. Well, was it a guess the weight contest again?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, it was a guess the weight.
On our monster fish that we got that day.
Oh yeah, those big,
Oh, the big,
huge
absolute
carp that we had that day. But yeah, we ran a contest, let it run for the month from one live stream to the other, and the prizes were, for guessing one of the fish correctly, it was a Monster Carp Tackle 9-foot 2 3/4 test curve rod, and guessing the second fish correctly was for 2 Monster Carp Tackle bite alarms. So I wanted to throw a huge thank you to everybody who participated. I know I mentioned the last live stream, but I really wanted to throw this out there again because it meant a lot to me that so many people participated, and I'm looking forward to doing more
How
contests
many
in the
answers
future.
did we get?
We had over 40 responses,
Yeah.
and most of them came within the first week that the contest was up. So to Nathan, who won the bite alarms, we already saw a picture posted from him that he did receive them. I'm hoping he's putting them to good use.
Has he used them yet?
I don't know if he's used them yet, but I will tell you, that guy has had an aquaview camera down on one of his spots, and he's been posting some pictures on social media of some of the fish that have been swimming through his spot. One of them taking a rig, looked awesome, and I just saw a post just before the live stream started, so I didn't get to read it all, but there was a mirror.
Wow.
On the camera. So I'm looking forward to seeing more from Nathan. I'm pretty sure he does have a YouTube channel. I apologize, I don't have the name of it to give you right
It
now,
will be in the description down
but
below.
we'll put it in the description later. He does have a YouTube channel. He is on social media. He's one of the guys that fishes the Fishing Canada Carp Cup with us as well. So we'll hopefully throw a link into that. There will be a link to the Urban Carp Collective YouTube channel in the description once we're done, just to make sure that gets out there, as well as Monster Carp Tackle.
You're not talking about the person who got the rod.
I haven't got there yet.
You're just throwing out all these.
I'm throwing all these links.
It's like we're the people watching the video again where we actually set the contest winners.
So the Monster Carp Tackle 9-foot rod was won by Aaron Walters. It took us a bit to get a hold of Aaron, but we did hear from him, and we know that the rod was sent out to him, but we haven't heard back from you, Aaron. Dude, send us a picture of you out, fishing with that rod, or let us know how it's worked for you, because we'd love to know that it worked out. Yeah, thanks to Nathan for letting us know that he got them. Hey, Aaron, come on. I'd like to see a picture of you holding a carp that you got with that new rod that you won. So, drop us a line. But a massive, massive thank you to Monster Carp Tackle for not only providing those prizes. We fully intended, Dave Pendlebury and I had fully intended on just like covering the shipping or covering the cost, whatever we could do to make sure that these prizes went out. Monster Carp Tackle not only provided the prizes, but they also paid for the shipping and shipped them out. So huge thanks to Monster Carp Tackle for that. And a massive thanks to Dave Pendlebury for helping set all that up for us.
Okay, we have to go back a tiny bit on that.
Why?
Well, so the funny thing about what John just said there was that we didn't discuss with Monster Carp what we were up to.
Well, we went through Dave.
Can
I
we
don't know
decided
where you're going
between
with this.
John and I that we were going to put together this contest, and what better to do it with than our favorite products is Monster Carp. So we thought of what we were going to do. So it was a guess the weight, we thought of the prizes, which would be the alarms and the rod, and we went to Dave and said, hey, what do you think? Ooh, that was really gross. Don't crack your knuckles again. That was gross.
Well, I won't be able to now. It's all right. But continue. You're interrupting now.
That's how my train of thought goes.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, I guess we presumed that Dave went to Monster Carp Tackle and said, hey, is it cool if we get these products for this contest
Now I
that
know
the
where you're
angler
going
files
with
are
this.
going? So we thought, hey, okay, everything's cool, Monster Carp's on board, Dave's our whatever, the guy in the middle.
He's our
and-
corporate liaison.
Corporate liaison, yes.
That's his official
third
title.
Third video, you'll see more of that. And we just went forward with it. So, like John said, we were going to pay for the shipping, we were going to pay for getting the products to us and then out to the people. So we found out after the contest was over that Dave hadn't brought this up to the Monster Corp management,
Monster
Carp Management Corp. That's corporation stuck in my head now. And they went, oh, well, that's a cool idea. And we were thinking, okay, Dave will pick up the stuff when he goes down there and we'll ship it out. And we get an email from Dave a couple of days later saying, hey, everything's taken care of. It's all shipped out and gone.
So like, yeah, great, it's all taken care of. But what he didn't tell us is that he didn't tell Monster Carp Tackle that we were doing it. Didn't tell him about the prizes. Just went behind our backs to try and cover it all himself.
Uh-huh.
And Monster Carp Tackle was kind enough to step up and take care of all that for us.
Okay.
So
Dave was being deceitful to us, thinking that he could get around us paying for the shipping and he was going to do it all for us.
But that's just the way Dave is.
Just the way he
He's
is.
just one of those genuinely kind people who always wants other people to do well. And
So Dave, I'm just throwing you under the bus right now, okay? So
it must suck to be thrown under the bus for being awesome. Really.
it is.
But yeah, an amazing guy. I'm glad he was part of that and helped us do that. And that he was with us for the live streams when we announced the winners.
Yep.
But yeah, huge thanks to Monster Carp Tackle. Huge thanks to Dave. And also a thanks and congratulations to both Nathan and Aaron for winning those prizes and participating to begin with. But Aaron, hey, send us pictures of some fish with that rod. Dude.
Or that you even have the rod. And
Well, yeah, let us know that it got there and stuff and how it's been for you. I'd love to hear that. Okay, so that one. Checked off the list. Check. What are we at? 49 minutes. Any new comments? Or is it just you and your thing with Kappa? 'Cause
no,
I
we're
don't get to
talking about how to start a good spot for fishing
start a good spot for fishing.
and how you have to pre-bait it and get the bait there. So
Go to a spot, put bait in, cast the line in. You might catch, you might not.
and then keep
And then
baiting
do it again, and do it again, and eventually, at some point, a fish will come through there.
Well, that would be our secret spot.
Yeah. Yeah, we baited it up the first time we went, didn't catch anything. Went back the second time, baited up again, and crushed it. Did great the rest of that season,
Mm-hmm.
and then we've worked our butts off at that spot ever since. It's only gotten harder and harder and harder. Despite last weekend, when you'll see in the video, something did actually happen there. It was tight though, like that spot. Swim 2 has always been a tight swim. We've been able to put a bivvy up in there for overnighters in the past, but this time Will was in there with a bivvy, and I was in there with my my Tracker Tempest. So it got really tight, and the rod tips were very close to the bed chairs. And when Will was actually like holding a fish, he was in his bivvy. Like that's how tight this swim
He
is.
posted that picture.
I think he did post that picture because it was his birthday the
It's
other
a
day.
really cool picture.
I'm not going to say happy birthday because I already did.
I haven't said it, so.
It doesn't matter. It's over now. It's in the past.
Oh yeah, that was last week. So
Yeah.
You can't even say the week. You can go with the month one though. It's the
Yeah.
month of his birthday, so everyone you celebrate every day.
He's older and yet still so young. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting video. I'm looking forward to getting that one out there. That's the only one. I've seen the footage from the first video we shot with him. I've seen the footage from the Park Lake video we shot with him, which is awesome.
Yes.
But that third video, I haven't seen the footage yet.
That's because it's still on the camera.
It's still in the camera. We haven't uploaded it yet to the computer yet.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to seeing that because that was cool. During the time we were there, you showed up, and then Dave Penderbury showed up in his suit and tie on his way to work. Popped into the middle of the woods to hang out with us while we were fishing. Again, typical of how awesome Dave is.
He also posted a picture of him holding a fish while wearing his suit or his shirt and tie.
It's because he's sneaky and he goes to those spots that are near his house when he leaves for work.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's on his Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, Monster Carp's Instagram.
I don't know. It could be on all of them.
Well, it usually is.
He's weird. You can't keep up with the guy. He's on so many different things for social media.
What's new?
What's new? Nothing. All the new stuff is hopefully arriving next week. Actually, there should be 2 packages coming from Urban Carp Collective. Some different things for me and you and the little guy and Dave, just so that we all have that stuff for the videos. And there is one other thing on its way, which when I checked the tracking, I haven't had an update in the tracking for 3 days now, and it somehow went from England to British Columbia instead of going to Toronto. So it like went the long way around the world or just flew over Toronto. So I don't know when it's going to get here, but it is a neat little piece of kit that I'm looking forward to getting my hands on. It's going to make those in and out real quick, light traveling spots a little bit easier to manage. We've got the pack pod for some of those small spots or when we got to backpack into a spot, which is great. It folds up tiny. This item that's on its way, I think, folds up to about the same size, but it's not a whole pod that we have to set up. So I'll make sure that once that arrives, we're going to do a video with that because I have an idea of a location I want to use it.
We also have a proper microphone coming.
Yes.
And a proper camera for doing these live streams, so we're not sitting here for the next 40 minutes.
That was the very first topic I talked about when we went live.
Well, no, you didn't say that the microphone was coming.
Yes. The
You said
microphone.
the camera.
No, the microphone and the camera.
Do I need to replay this video?
You do, because you're going to see that you are wrong.
Probably.
But yeah, I think the microphone is
Hopefully
supposed to
for
arrive.
next month, we will have all these.
I think the microphone is supposed to arrive sometime in the next week or two, and the camera any day. I don't know. I was gonna grab my phone and check it out, but my phone is right there filming us. Hence why I can't answer the messages to that person that was messaging me earlier. Hopefully it wasn't the missus, because then I'd be in trouble for not
Oh, no,
answering.
she would have. Oh, no, mine's on Do Not Disturb, so my phone won't even go off.
I hope it's not important.
It's important, they'll call back.
All right, sounds good. Is there anything else you want to add? Wow, these live streams are getting more and more boring, aren't they?
Well, it's pretty much how our fishing's been going.
Well, yeah, I'm sure if the fishing was going better, we'd have a little bit more to chat about, but I think really it's just that we're stuck to so many short sessions lately. We're not getting the time on the bank that we have the last season for sure, or this season, but
The
we have a sneaky visitor again.
2-rod rule thing, the consultation was over
Oh, the deadline for getting that in was
July 29th.
July 29th, so that deadline has passed. Hopefully everybody got their their feedback in to that site or that, whatever it is that they were trying to gather information on opinions. Hey, go back.
Thank you.
Watch your cartoons. You're welcome. You just like seeing yourself on camera, don't you?
Mhm.
Get out of here, weasel. Keep moving, Giggles.
So the government has all of the information now, so they're going to sit on it for what, another year or so?
Oh, I hope not. I'm hoping we hear something before the end of this year as far as the feedback goes for if we're going to get the 2-rod rule. If we're going to get to use 2 rods for 2020, awesome. Let us know in October. That way everybody has the fall and winter to pick up the equipment that we're going to be able to need. Extra rods, extra vital arms, all that stuff. It's going to be great for everyone, not just for the fishing, but for the businesses that supply the equipment that we have to get. You're going to see a boom in probably the tourism industry because more people will come over here if they can fish 2 rods, right? Like, it's going to be a big deal. They just need to let it happen.
It's kind of funny listening to the government complain that they have no money, and then there's a whole cash cow sitting right here, and they're just like,
Massive cash cow.
no, we don't need that kind of.
They don't.
Yeah, don't start that rant.
Let's not get into a
Don't even
rant
start
there.
that one. But our fighters are fighting a good fight to try and get it going.
Yeah, we've got the right people backing it up, and they're right there.
We'll have to wish one of them a speedy recovery.
Oh, well, you don't necessarily have to wish him a speedy recovery,
Well,
because my understanding already, for those of you who don't know,
we have 2 big fighters for the 2-rod rule. Len Purdick, who runs the which is now the Fishing Canada Carp Cup, and he put this together so that we could get on the world stage, so that it show our government that carp fishing is awesome.
Yeah.
And that there is billions of dollars sitting in our lakes to.
Don't say there's billions of dollars sitting in the lakes, because then they're just going to drain the lakes looking for money. It's in our fishery, our resources. Yes.
Well, if you look at it, it's in the water, so in our lakes. Whatever.
But the other person is Angelo Viola from Fishing Canada, who's also right there as another front runner helping Len and working with the government, to make sure that this 2-rod rule can happen. If you haven't heard, if you weren't privy to the social media posts, Angelo recently had a pretty serious heart attack, and he is now on a forced recovery time, taking a break. The guy's go. He's a busybody. He's always about getting stuff done. And now he has to take a break. And, obviously we all want to wish him the best recovery. But I did see on social media this morning, because I wasn't out on social media much this morning because I was fishing. I was trying to pay attention to that. But every Saturday morning, Fishing Canada does the radio show Outdoor Journal. It's been going on for years. My understanding, I haven't listened back to it yet because I don't know if they posted it. I don't know if they posted it till tomorrow if you didn't catch it live. But the post this morning on Facebook said that Angelo would be on the Outdoor Journal this morning.
Oh, well, there you go.
So that's pretty awesome. That's very quick to be back up and doing some of this again.
But that's who he is, though.
It's who he is. It's not something he can stay away
from. No
from.
one's going to force him to slow down. He will go and go and go. It's
so if he's already up doing that, that road to recovery is going
awesome.
Pretty damn smooth, and that's good to hear. So I'll be listening to that episode tomorrow, probably while we're out on the bank, most likely. We won't be using your phone because it sucks. Mine seems to be the one that's working.
Which I'm very impressed with the amount of dirt that's in all the ports there.
Yeah, I'm thinking the microphone's working because it's powered by itself, not powered by the port.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
That's my theory on that.
It sounds really good, too.
Does it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
I know you wouldn't know. But they would distract you even more if you had this in your ear trying to listen to it.
Yeah. But the fact that the charging port's working, like that, when does that work? There's a question there.
Yeah, he's going to ask when are they going to start charging for the second rod?
Well,
I don't know. This government doesn't want our money. They just want taxpayers' money.
One thing for sure, though, is when the second rod rule comes into play, there is supposed to be either an additional cost to the regular license for that second rod, because I believe it's being written specifically to go along with carp fishing, not like just any kind of fishing, specifically for carp fishing.
About like
with very,
different baits and
very
stuff like that.
specific criteria so that you have a certain reason to justify that particular addition to the license, or it would be a secondary license altogether, like a carp license, which is more like what they have in the UK. I believe they have license for how many rods they can use. So I think there's like one rod license that covers them having
I don't know, we
two
might
rods.
have a few UK people watching. We could,
And then they have to
yeah,
buy
we have
another tag or something to have a third rod. I'm not sure quite how it works, but they're called rod licenses over there for
Okay.
that particular reason, I believe. I'm not overly educated. It's okay. Like, just
It
go along with the idea that I sound like I might know what I'm talking about.
Well, maybe some of that money will go to the ministry and they can start cracking down on people that use 2 rods already.
Well,
nope, that's another rant. Don't get into that.
don't get into that
Don't get
because
into that.
I saw guys this morning. So part of where I was fishing this morning has a big fenced off area, and several people showed up where I was fishing. Nice enough to not set up pretty much in my lap. It's a small spot, and these 3 guys showed up, and rather than sit right beside me and cast out and disturb the area that I'd baited, which I appreciate, and that's respectful and not something I expected to see.
I was gonna say,
I
that's
was-
pretty impressive.
I was
for them.
not expecting that behavior. But what did they do? They literally walked down the bank. It's a chain link fence. Okay.
Mhm.
How the science of what they're doing is going to work, I don't know. But they pushed their fishing rods through the little opening in the chain link fence and were like using different angles to flip a cast out. And they just had a little split shot and a worm on. And they were catching like gobies and rock bass and stuff. And they were reeling them up and pulling the rod back through the fence so that the fish was right there, and then letting line down to the bottom of the fence on the ground so they could pull the fish under and throw it in their pail to take home. The ingenuity there was incredible, and the respect that they showed to not sit on my spot while I was on it was really nice. But they're fishing in an out of bounds spot. It's a dangerous area. That's why it's fenced off. And obviously this is not a new thing. They've done this before. You don't just show up to a spot and think, hey, maybe I should just try that. Like,
How come we've never done that? Could you imagine
because
trying
it's
to
wrong.
pull a 30-pound carp through a fence?
It's 10 feet up off the water. If they had a 5-pound fish, they're not going to get it up that high unless they're using 60-pound test line. And it's a concrete wall too. So even if they tried to lift it up,
It's just
it's just going to rub and break anyway.
Yeah.
But it was something else to see. I'll tell you that much. There's some urban fishing for you right there.
Smokes.
Definitely some ingenuity involved, but by the time I had they showed up kind of just before I left, and as I was packing up, that was right when I had my break off. I just didn't want to retie, so I'm packing up, and I thought, maybe I should mention something to them, like, hey guys, you really shouldn't be doing that. My swim is free. I got up, put my backpack on, put my bank sticks into the side of my backpack, and hadn't even taken my rod down into 2 pieces, and they rushed over and jumped in my
of
spot.
course.
So, at least they didn't. They did that, hopefully for my benefit, to not
Yeah.
ruin my morning. But still, guys, oh my God, it was something else. Yeah, the things you see. I rocked up on that spot this morning. There was 6 skunks. 6. Normally we see 1 or 2.
Well, no, there's a family that lives right there in the bushes that play in the garbage can.
But the big one didn't like me today.
They have like 3 kids, and then there's a mother and father.
Yeah, I know. The big guy.
Oh, he's big.
He's mean and he's big. And I tried to get really close to take a picture this morning. Not a good idea. Because as soon as I snapped it and the flash went off, he charged at me and chased me all the way back over to my rod.
I don't know why you're worried about that end for. Not the end you have to worry about.
How freaking quick do you think they are, man? They're gonna just spin around and spray me. I don't want to smell like that. Bad enough when the dog gets sprayed.
This is true.
But
Which
yeah.
hasn't happened this year.
First year in a lot of years that hasn't happened. But yeah, I almost got sprayed by a skunk this morning. So the next time I go to that spot, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful
And not take their picture.
and not
obviously.
take their pictures.
Maybe they're like celebrities, and you're like the paparazzi. He's like maybe like the bouncer,
I was treated that way.
the big bodyguard.
Like, get out of here! Stop taking our pictures. It's gonna be $35. What are you doing? Oh, You know what? You're grounded. You're such a troublemaker. What?
Yeah.
You want to be in the chair? Well, we're actually going to shut this down because we've been running for just over an hour, and we've covered all our topics.
And we are just babbling now about how skunks have bodyguards and
Yes.
don't like being taken pictures
Because
of.
I almost got sprayed by a skunk this morning. Remember the picture that? Excuse yourself. That was disgusting. Okay, on that note, yeah, it's time to wrap this up. Thanks for everybody who participated in the chat.
No.
Enough, weirdo.
You're the weirdo.
Yeah, I know, but I'm allowed to be the weirdo because I'm the parent. Okay, so until next month, we're going to come up with some more topics. Hopefully the fishing will get better for not only us, but for everyone. Don't forget, guys, Monster Carp Tackle, the website will be in the link in the, link in the
Everything, pretty
description.
much everything we talked about will be in the link.
I'm gonna steal
Yeah.
this channel.
Stop. There will be a link to the Urban Carp Collective. They're not only their store, but their YouTube channel. Please pop over there and subscribe. And we're going to have the next 3 videos coming out on this channel will be the videos we did with Will last weekend. So we look forward to getting those out to you. Please take the time to like and comment if you've got
And
comments about them.
subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
They are subscribed. But yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please make sure you do that. For this live stream, we are out because I want another cappuccino. I will not put rum in this next one.
And I want to be in the next one.
You want to be in the next one, what? Next live stream?
Yeah.
What if I say no?
Well, you never say no.
I always say no.
Well, next, so, hope you enjoyed the video, so,
Yeah, I hope they enjoyed it too.
bebop.
Hey, stop. Okay, you know what? You are fired. You no longer work for the Angler Files. We no longer have a junior angler division. You're fired. Okay, that's it. We're done. Time to cut. We're finished. Nope. We're out. We're gone. We're done. Bye till next month.